What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We have a Motostars video today. So let's go ahead and take a look at some crashes and close calls. This is their newest one out. So there's going to be a lot of crashes, a lot of close calls, but we're going to be going over the plan method. So this is an educational video. So right now we already have this vehicle coming out. We're going to talk about some different patterns. So if you're a brand new motorcycle rider or somebody that's just getting back into it, maybe a little scared about riding with traffic, well, let's go over these things so we don't make the same mistakes. So let's take a look. All right, so lane splitting, just kind of going in and out. A lot of different hazards, not many escapes. Can't really see what's happening too much. We can't see what's around this bus until we hit something. So we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Oh, good job picking your leg up a little bit, but it's still going to have that impact. Let's take a look. What's up, buddy? How you doing? You're on the ground. You just go ahead and lay there. Now, if you're able to walk, get yourself out of the roadway. Okay, oh, we got a deer there. Oh, dear. All right, so we're going to talk really briefly on this one. So this is what a line of sight issue is, okay? If we can't see around something, we don't know what's around it. Pretty simple, right? Common sense isn't very common in this world. So when we're lane filtering, doing all this stuff, creep out. You hear them accelerate, okay? You hear them accelerate. And I make the same little metaphor here is that when I'm in a haunted house, I'm looking around corners. I'm like, hopefully nobody's going to jump out, and if nobody's there, then I run. Okay. I do that. I'm not running past corners and just being lollygagging, not being prepared. I'm looking for those things. I'm locating hazardous situations. I'm seeing if there's any relevant threats, and then I'm going to navigate those active ones. 3 things we can do: emergency swerve, emergency brake, emergency acceleration out of it. In this situation, if we're not going fast, so let's say we're only going 20, you can stop really quick. You can stop within 15, 20 feet if you're going 20, and you're able to squeeze that front brake really well with some good progressive braking. You can get yourself out of that situation. But I am not going fast around things I can't see, especially with all this traffic. Okay, so let's not do that. So we have that little impact to the left leg. Not good. If you can, get yourself out of there. Don't just lay in the road. Oh, that's not a deer. That's a dog. All right, let's take a look at this one. Dog wants to come out. I was trying not to hit him, and the effer bit me. Okay, don't stop for it. Don't stop for the dog. Yeah, he'll bite you, and that hurts. Okay, so how do we get out of that situation? Okay, they talk about this in the MSF, but how do we get out of this situation? All right, so we see the dog right there. We have to juke him. Okay, we slow down, we speed up. We slow down, speed up, we move. Okay, get out of there. Get out of there. So we see this. Okay, now he's in our path of travel. We can't really speed up out of it, right? Can't speed up out of it, right? Can't speed up out of it. Can't speed up out of it. He's standing right there. So we're slowing down. Okay, got it. Right here, accelerate. Don't know, Hog Rider. I get it. I see it. I don't know why it's saying hide, but we're gonna go ahead and hit show. You don't have to. So a dog like this, if you hit it, you probably will fall. Squirrels, it is. It's a squirrel. You know, you can actually go over it, and it's not gonna mess you up too much. But anything like this size or bigger, it's gonna possibly cause you to crash. But at this point, go. Get out of there. Accelerate. Go. So what I say: emergency brake, emergency swerve, emergency acceleration. This is that emergency acceleration point. Get out of there. Oh, little bump, little impact. Not good, not fun. Good job picking it up. Good job picking it up. Not much you could have done in that situation. All right, so here we go. Corners, so you see the chevrons. That indicates it's a tight corner. And we lost all of our cards. Somehow. Our wallet just flew out. Ooh, good little instruction on what kind of gear to get. Don't wear regular shoes. Look at your shoe will disappear. Don't wear regular shoes. Wear boots. Wear motorcycle boots. All right, so what I was saying is the sharp corner, because we have these chevrons. You can barely see it because it's kind of blending in with the nice little mountain rocks. Okay, little chevrons. That's going to indicate it's a sharp left turn. Okay, very important that it's going to be sharp. Okay, so when we go through a sharp corner, we're not trying to speed through it and lean the bike over more and more and more and more, because if we keep doing that, we're going to lose traction. We're going to run out of tire traction at some point, and we're going to low side. It's going to fall out from underneath us. Okay, we don't want that, and that's what's happening here. We leaned it too far. We lost traction. We fell down. So right here, we initially put our hands down. That's what you're going to do. That's why we wear gloves. You don't want to rip off your hands. Gloves are going to help out. Motorcycle gloves. Those are motorcycle gloves. That's good. Motorcycle boots. His wallet flew. Is that a knife? No, it's a wallet. So his wallet flew out. Not fun. Not fun. I want to point out that right there. I was in the way. I'm in the way. Hey, look at that road rash. I don't think those are I don't think that's a motorcycle jacket. It's a little too puffy. So that thing slid up on him when he fell down, put his arm down. It slid up on him. And we have that slight discoloration. Okay, that's a burn. That's a burn. It's a friction burn, not a thermal burn like you get from a fire, but that's still roughly level 2. Okay, it's a level 2 burn. So we ripped off the top layer of our skin and all our nerve endings are showing. All our nerve endings. And that's painful. That's painful. And that's why we wear motorcycle gear. That's why we wear motorcycle gear. So you see how just that small little crash, see how tore up it got? It's not going to do that to your motorcycle jacket. It's going to tear it up a little bit, but it's not going to do that. So imagine if you're going faster with something like this, it's just going to rip off. So it did protect a little bit of the skin, but you see how it slid up and it didn't protect that? Wear gear. Part of being a smart rider is acquiring, using personal protective equipment. So just get some gear in case a mistake happens. Oh, there's a side of the vehicle. Please swerve. Oh, hey, he kept it up. I'm concerned about his left leg.
Knows the solid line and fails to check.
Hey, you dropped the bike. You dropped the bike. Yeah, his foot.
In a rather unpleasant way.
Yep, broken foot. Broken foot. Nice shorts. Skies out, thighs out, baby. That's right. All right, so let's take a look real quick. So good job on the swerve, because that would have been easily a T-bone and a lot more damage. Okay, why was that car coming out? They're doing, let's go back just a little bit. I can't see, that looks like an on-ramp, off-ramp, whatever it is. Definitely not supposed to be facing towards us. Kind of a scary situation, so we have to find an escape. And he did a good job because he had to swerve around that person. So what can we do when we see this? This is the image that we get in our head. This is the whole point of watching these crashes and close calls, is so that we don't have to be in the same situation as them. Hopefully never. But if we are, let's learn from it so we can do something. At this point, as much braking as possible. So do some progressive braking to slow down and do a new position for safety, because you have to navigate this. Try to get behind this person. I know they're going to be braking too, but you're going to try to get behind and maybe get in this lane over here on the right. Maybe you're going to try to get over here because they're going to continue doing this, which is what we see. And then maybe we can just keep creeping over. But try to do that as soon as possible, not late as possible. So right here, we didn't really reduce too much speed. We just try to swerve. We got ahead of the other riders. Let's see if I can get that, because he switched that 3. See how we're ahead of the other rider? Right there. See how we're ahead of him? I would try to get behind. I would be applying the brakes as much as possible and switching over, not speeding in front to get around. You see what I mean? Because when you're speeding to get in front, you're speeding and getting closer to the hazard. Slow down, get to the right, and then keep swerving after that. So he just kind of moved over. I don't know how much he switched into the other lane. I'm going to see if I can find the line right here. Okay, so we switch camera angle. So this is part of it. There's the line. Okay, there's the line. We barely switched over. I'm not going to be able to see the other line before he hits the impact. Barely switched over. Was that his leg flipping up? Or is that the bumper? So there's that left foot impact. So he probably broke his tib fib.
Here we have a very dangerous.
You got to be quicker. Okay, you have to switch over. And if you don't have a ton of room, slow down and move. Slow down and move, not accelerate and move. Slow down and move, okay?
Ended up disrupting the rider's right in the other.
Should the driver have done that? No, because he's going the wrong way. Like an idiot. Is it the driver's fault? Yes. Could we do something? Yes. Would it have solved the problem? Hopefully, but it's still better than what we have here. The goal is to have close calls, not crashes. All right, he's in a lot of pain. It's probably really broken. All right, let's move on to this one. Let's take a look. Oh, we're just gonna race through traffic. Oh, what the? So he endoed. He really grabbed traction on that front tire. The car started to move over into his lane. He slammed the front brake and actually grabbed traction. Typically, when you slam that front brake, the front tire loses traction and falls over to one side or the other. Usually that's what happens, and then you like fall down. This one actually grabbed traction, so it's really impressive. Great brakes, great tires. Somehow grabbed traction, up and over, high impact. Oh. Ran over his buddy. High mechanism injury, so we're going to want to be able to rescue our buddy. Remain calm yourself. It sucks. Ensure your own safety, so pulling off to the side of the road, very good. Make sure somebody calls 911. Wear that, wear some PPE, wear some gloves. And if there's any major bleeds, especially external, try to stop it with a tourniquet, direct pressure, or pack in the wound. Okay, try to really help him out because bleeding is not good. And there goes the bike. Not a good situation. Oh, that's a great view right here. One sec. I want to point that out because if you're a brand new rider, we typically don't have, is that a cop? We typically don't have open lane patterns. Hopefully we have a better one because this actually starts off pretty late. So this car needs to switch lanes because it's stuck behind this vehicle. So it's going to switch lanes quickly into our open lane. That typically happens. Maybe we can get a better example, but when that happens, what can we do? Emergency braking. He's starting to swerve too, so emergency swerving. Emergency acceleration would be pretty hard. You're going to swerve and accelerate out of there into your escape path. But let's take a look and see what actually happens in this video. So switched over, very good. One, you can get upset, they get upset. Now we have road rage, can't regulate our emotions, start getting angry. Now we're starting to escalate, pretty stupid. Don't do the rest of this stuff. Nobody got hurt, nobody got hit. Dude's tall. Okay, if this is like me talking to somebody normal size, what you can do, okay, a lot of people don't realize this. They always try to hit people in the face. They always try to go for the knockout. If you take out, if you do a nice round kick right to the side of the knee, you can tear an LCL really easily. Like you can tear that, and their height doesn't matter after that. Nice little boom. Trust me, I have to do that because I'm this guy. I'm short. All right. All right, here we go. Having some fun.
The rider overtaking just before it.
Okay, overtaking, not a big deal. Right in front of the corner. Slow it down. We're going 100 now. 100 kilometers an hour. At 62 miles an hour. Okay, good. Nice little turn. We have a sharp turn because of the chevrons. Okay, we got a leaf on us. Going a little too fast in this corner. Good job. Slowing it down. Almost hit the pole. Didn't panic. Okay, let's get back on the road. So a little too fast in the corner. Slow it down. Oh! As a black belt hog rider, I was a black belt in Taekwondo when I was 11. I got some strong kicks. Nice little side kick, nice round kick, front kicks. Oh. You can mess somebody up. All right, here we go. Oh, somebody opened the door like an idiot. Shouldn't have been doing that. That's one of the hazards you have when it comes to lane filtering. Hopefully no real damage. I'd be concerned about my left hand. Is that door hitting the hand? Okay, moving on. Oh, random person. Okay. Bro pressed me for absolutely no reason, by the way. Yeah, that actually can't happen. I'm not going to say he did anything to get this. There's some crazy people out there. Oh, I wouldn't park. I would move to a different gas station. QT's great. I love getting their pizzas. That's where we get our pizzas from here. Get off your bike. That's the one thing. Good job.
I swear to God, back up, bro. Back. Get in. No.
Oh, yeah, boy. I love that. Oh, that's his wife in the black car? Good for... Oh, my gosh. I was going to say, why are you putting your gloves on somebody else's car? But that's the wife. Thanks for the context. It's Missy. So, and I guess we're gonna have some fun. That's awesome. We're gonna have some fun with some fighting issues and stuff. So he's getting gas. She's over there. Decides to press him. Great little U-turn. I guess this is a nice little segue. If you guys want to grab the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training Drill booklet, we have a bunch of different designs for the parking lot. You only need 10 cones or 5 tennis balls cut in half. You only have to set it up once. You can do 24 different designs. It does come with a nice digital download that you can get. So you can put this on your phone mount and you can practice. But yeah, when this situation is that you just need to have an awesome wife that is going to pull out this right here. That's really, at the end of the day, just have an awesome wife. I love that she's ride or die. Cruffy Moto, tell her I said hi. Hopefully you're doing fine. Get him. Give her a high five. Go get her a donut from QT. They have nice donuts, nice little pepperoni pizza. I love their breakfast pizzas. At least get her something from inside. School parking lots are great, by the way, on weekends because school's not in. Businesses sometimes. But if they do ask you to leave because it's private property, you leave. Okay. You can do it at the end of a cul-de-sac in a neighborhood, and like the big ones. Easily do that. You only need a 40 by 60. Give yourself a little extra 10 feet on each side. So I guess that's like 60 by 80. And you can do these drills, 24 drills, practice your U-turns, practice all that stuff. You'll get really good at it.
A very risky situation.
All right, let's take a look.
Driver ST tries to beat the approach.
Can't pronounce his name.
Thanks to the biker's quick.
We're looking down. What do we got here? We have intersection. Okay, good. Oh. So what happened there, everybody? Write in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and say it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have a left turner coming in. They're coming into our area, right? So we're locating hazard situations. Intersections and corners are dangerous for motorcyclists. That's not a good thing. And so what can we do, right? Is it a relevant threat? Yes, it's in our path of travel, so it's an active threat. So we have emergency swerve, emergency braking, emergency acceleration, get ourselves out of situations. Here would be a good opportunity for progressive braking. Okay, progressive braking, so applying the brakes. Now what happened here, you see the handlebars do that all of a sudden? So let's go and take a look at that right there. So what happened there was that we slammed too hard on our rear brake. And that's a common thing from going from driving to motorcycles. So if you're a brand new rider or you're wanting to get into motorcycle riding and you're a car driver currently, you're like, I think motorcycles are fun. I would like to get one. Just realize that when you're going in a car and you're hitting the gas pedal, right, to go, and then it's like, oh crap, you move over to the brake pedal and that's what you have, your right foot. Well, on a motorcycle, the right foot is the rear brake. So what we typically see with car drivers transitioning to motorcycle riders is that they keep their hands, this is the front brake on the right hand, okay, on the right hand. What typically happens is, oh no, an emergency. They use their right foot to slam that rear brake. Now, the front brake applies 70 to 80% of your braking power. And what happens with a car and motorcycles is that here's the front, right? And here's the back, is that when you're going this way, when you apply brakes, the weight transfers to the front tire. So that means there's less braking power to the rear. And so if you're applying all of it to the back and there's less traction, less weight on the tire, it's going to slide and it's going to do that. And so that's why you want to use more front brake. You want to use both because like I said, 70 to 80% on the front. You still want that 20 to 30% in the back. So you apply both, but just don't slam that rear brake. Now, let's say you slam the rear brake. What do? You release it. So practice your front brake skills, and that's what we do with the Smart Rider drills, because you're going to have to use some front and rear brake to get around some of these more hard ones, okay? And then also, if you're brand new and you want to learn how to ride, I just put out a massive 2.5-hour video on absolutely no experience of riding to actually riding all the way to a parking lot to practice your DMV or your skills for the Department of Motor Vehicles so you can actually pass your test. But we practice in a neighborhood. So make sure you check it out. Link will be in the description for that. Fully comprehensive video, 2.5 hours, all time stamped. Will get you understanding how to ride a motorcycle. It's a little bit of a panic. So this looks like a new rider. Suspicious amount of gas. Yeah, because most gas tanks are about 3.5 gallons. Oh. Don't look at that up there. Look at that when you're filling up. Okay? New rider mistake. New rider mistake. I don't want to tell you how to fill up your gas tank. This is one way of doing it. But what I'm telling you guys here is don't sit on the gas or don't sit on the bike while you're filling up your gas tank. I get it. When you have it on your side stand, the gas tank is kind of slanted a little bit like that. You're not going to get it completely full. I get that. I understand people want it full because when it's vertical like this, it's filling up the full gas tank. But when you're having it on a side stand, it's a little bit off to the side. I get that. That's fine. Just fill up a little bit. You're going to lose like 10 miles to your gas tank if you fill it off to the side. If you fill it while you're sitting on the bike and it's up like that, sure, you get a full gas tank, but you have less control. You have less control of what's happening here. And here's one of my biggest things is that you had to ride to the gas station to fill up your bike, right? You had to ride there. So what happens when you ride there? Your engine gets hot. Your engine gets hot. Everything gets hot. All that stuff underneath the gas tank is hot. Now, coming from a firefighter perspective, I know it doesn't really, it doesn't happen all the time. It's kind of rare, but it happens. Is that if something like this happens and the gas gets down to the hot parts of your motorcycle, it could get to the vapor limit. It could get to the LFL, the lower flammable limit, and it could combust. Now, here's the problem. You're sitting on the gas tank. You're sitting on your bike. So if it combusts, hopefully it never does. It's kind of rare, but it can happen. If it combusts and you're sitting on your gas tank, you're on fire. So stand to the side of it, have it on its side stand, look while you're doing it, and every so often glance. Just keep filling, do it slow. And it's only like 3.5 gallons, so it's not going to take that long. You're just kind of sitting there. And then when it kind of comes up a little bit, you stop, you put it away, you put the gas cap back on, and then you get going. Not a big deal. And you don't really want to fill it up all the way, right, Horovac? You don't want to, because on the turns, when you're turning, guess what? If it's completely full, it can come out. Not necessarily out there is an overfill, but it can come out and then it goes through the overfill down underneath your bike. Guess where your rear tire is? It's right behind it. So if it overfills and it goes through the little tube underneath your bike, and now you have gasoline, and now your tire goes over the gasoline, it's a little slippery. Okay, so that's my spiel on this.
Oh my God.
That's my spiel on that. So how do you know if you've overfilled? It's not something I've seen. So you can actually, like, those of you that have been riding, you guys know this, and you've been too, Smee, is that when you're looking in, I don't shove the whole tube, the nozzle inside. I barely get it. There's like that little ring. I barely get it, just barely in. So if I'm not paying attention and I accidentally like pull it out, it does that. I'm not going all the way in, and I'm barely going in, and I'm watching. I'm waiting to see the gas kind of come towards that ring. And then as soon as I see the gas, I stop. I stop. That's it. I just do that. And then when you look inside your gas cap, there's like a little hole off to the side of the ring. And then there's a little bit of a gap between like the gas cap and that ring that I'm talking about, that metal ring inside. If it overfills, it'll go into that little hole, goes down a tube on the bottom of your engine, and that's the overfill. So when you just get it like right there, I'm watching and I see the gas there. Okay, I'm done. Cool. And I shut everything off, because if you fill it up all the way, you're turning, right? You're turning your bike. If it's filled up all the way, guess where that extra gas is going? Right? Where's the gas going? It's gonna come out of that little ring I was talking about, come out of that stuff and go into the overfill and drain out anyways. So don't overfill. Don't overfill. Don't fill it to the very tippity top. Just enough. Just enough. You're not gonna get a full gas tank. You don't want one. It's not like a car. Very cautious. My thing is a fire hazard on top of getting gas all over my bike. That's not going to be fun. Okay, perfect. So right here. So you see how like this part right here is like thick and it kind of comes in. Okay, you see like some people fill it to like this top part. I don't get it. But you can barely see there's like a little metal hole inside there. I'm going to get rid of that. A little metal hole in there. That's you barely even fill it to where you can see the gas. You don't fill it into this gap at all. Yeah, and clean up as much as you possibly can. You don't want the gasoline because the gasoline will eat up paint. And another thing is hydrocarbons, gasoline is extremely toxic to your eyeballs. So if you're filling up and you're looking while you're doing that, make sure you have glasses or your face shield down. If it's for some reason splashes into your face, you need to wash your eyes quick. Like quick. Because you can really damage your eyes. Yeah. All right, so somebody came in front of us, nice little swerve. Good job moving out of the way. You notice how he's applying the brakes? So this person, when it comes to planning your ride, right, locating a hazard situation, assess, and navigate, he's in a good position. He's not side by side. He's not in a blind spot. He's staggered with the cars. So if you're a brand new rider, I like to drive and ride staggered with other cars like I'm in a group ride, but I'm with random people on the road. Okay, so this is a staggered formation so that if that person does come in, they're not going to sideswipe me. They did slam the brakes, though, and turn. So the moment their tires cross over that line, I'm like, oh, don't like it. So you see how he's already reaching for the front brake? Very good, very quick on the perception reaction time. Applied the brakes and turned. So that's a lot of braking power in turning. So I'm glad he didn't fall. But good job. Good job. Horvath. I love it. I love those technical terms. All right. So if you guys don't know who I'm talking to, we do this live, by the way. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button. We do a live stream every week. I don't know what happened there. The guy just freaked out. Oh, open lane pattern. Oh, so good. So good. I love this. I love this. Nope, we're going over this. Open lane pattern. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, right here. Open lane pattern. And we're catching it right when he's about to do it. Okay. Perfect, right here. Open lane pattern. We have an open lane. This is why I call it an open lane pattern. It's a merge. Okay, just call it what it is, but I like using the open lane pattern. It's an open lane where I'm at. Long line of cars, right? And a car wants to get over into the open. Okay, they're just merging, switching lanes. But the open lane pattern, the pattern recognition of it all, it allows you to see that somebody might want to do it. So when I see this pattern, I am moving over. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this. I'm switching from this position of safety to this right side. So now I'm going to be over here. So part of plan, right? I located this hazardous situation. These are relevant threats. They're not active yet because sometimes they don't do it. They don't switch lanes. But I'm going to automatically put myself in a new position for safety just in case they become active. So I'm going to actually switch over to the right because on the right side, I do have an escape over here if I need to. And if I'm over on the right side, I have all this room. So if they do switch over, like they're like right here, right? They're like right here. I'm already over here and I can make that escape if I needed to. So I'm already prepping myself. So finding these patterns while you're out riding and driving, let me know, guys in the class, write it on your little notepads while you have a slice of pizza. If you see this all the time, and when I say notepads, I mean the comment section. If you see this when you're out driving. So that's an open lane pattern right there. So they switched over and you swerve out of the way. I want to be all the way out of the right already. So whatever's happening next, I don't really care. because now we're holding up traffic, and now people are going to try to navigate around us because we became the relevant threat. We became an active threat by stopping in the flow of traffic, so just keep going. I was riding with 4 other bikers on the A51 towards Skipton on Thursday, 9th October 2025, when a United Utilities van appeared out of nowhere. The driver overtook us as dangerous, so I forced to hug the curb just to get out of his way, says he would obviously overshot his overtaking maneuver, only to brake immediately in front of me to avoid a rear end bump with the motorcycle in front. Tossa! I love that. So great after action so far. So thanks for the context. Here we go. Let's take a look.
The driver in the rush,
What can we do?
Rather dangerous overtaking maneuver.
Okay, dangerous overtaking, very scary. Once I see that in my mirrors, my big concern is that this car is possibly going to hit that van if I saw that in my mirrors. And what happens if they hit that van when they're side by side with me? They're going to impact me. It's going to, boom, knock them into me. So I'm immediately applying progressive emergency braking. This is an active threat. I'm going to let them in. I'm just going to let them in. I'm going to give them a space to let them in. And thankfully, he's off to the left so they can get in. But I'm actually going to be over here on the shoulder, applying the brakes, and then getting back into the lane.
Unfortunately.
So just like that. Perfect. Good job, Leroy Jenkins.
Didn't bring him in.
Good job. Talk to each other on your Cardo Pack Talk edges. So he said he's riding with a group of friends. We have Cardo Pack Talk edges. Link in the description for 20% off. Tell them about the idiot behind them, and that you're getting a little separated. Not a big deal. Just minding my own business, legally filtering through stationary traffic. Thanks to the heads up about the police, but motorcycles are allowed to do this.
There's no third lane here.
Some people don't understand. This is kind of why I almost want to do a car driving channel, just to update drivers on what we can do as motorcyclists, and then teach them how to drive, because obviously a lot of drivers don't know how to drive. I kind of want to do a driving training concepts, like motorcycle training concepts that I got. All right. Dan the driver man. Oh!
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Hey, do we have an accident there? Let's take a look. So how do we get in this? So intersections, like I said, intersections are dangerous for motorcycle riders. So line of sight issue, that car can't see us because of that red car. So we're entering this area. It's a little nutty, okay? So I'm kind of creeping into it. Thankfully, he's not going super fast. He's looking left at the car. Look ahead. We see this right here. The only thing we can do is accelerate out of it. So he's going to talk about car's extended warranty thing, but you have to accelerate out of that. 2, 1. Oh, not paying attention that it's a red light. Nice rabbit ears. Checking his booty. His booty hurts. So you got to pay attention. Can't just follow the rider in front of you. If you're riding with a group, don't ride following the person in front of you. Ride your own ride. They just so happen to be next to you. That's all. So we have that impact. Because you need to pay attention if it's red. You can't just assume that things are doing their thing. Not paying attention to the road. This dude has the satellite image on his Google Maps. That is, you see how much harder that is to see? I like to not have that, but it's up to you. But I do like having GPS on my phone mount, or on my phone. So I use Rockform for my phone mounts. There's a link in the description for that. I really only have 3 sponsors, including me. Drill booklets, Cardo, and Rockform. All right, traffic is slow and stop. Good little swerve. Good job. Moved out of the way. That could have been bad. Remember to always pay attention to the road. Yeah, so he didn't see that everyone was stopped. Swerved out of the way. Very good. That's what you have to do. You can't just get mad. Sometimes you're not going to be able to stop in time.
The SUV counters
35 miles an hour.
at 100
We're going 35
kilometers per hour. It's no longer a race. It's madness set in motion.
Okay. They have to turn left. They have a left turn arrow. Not a big deal. Move on. Okay. Can't see much on that one. Moving on. This is where the Smart Rider drills come in handy, doing those slow speed maneuvers when you're having to navigate through parking lots. Being able to apply the brakes. Okay, they got in our way. They weren't supposed to come in or whatever. Not a big deal. Let them in. Move on. Nice bike. All right, let's do this. What do we got here? Oh, side of the pedestrian. And those Uber eaters, they're getting a little nutty with those scooters. Moving on. Ooh, nighttime riding. We have a hazard situation. You notice how you can't see very far? Like, this is all you really have decent vision of. So, like, you have to be able to react in time with this. The only reason why you could see up here is because of the light. If it was pitch black, it's not good. One thing here, maybe his headlight is pointed down a little too far. So, you guys know that you can adjust your headlights. So, I would have adjusted my headlight to where this is where it's shining, not down right here. So, you might have to adjust your headlights, guys. Just be aware of that. If you don't know how, they tell you in the owner's manual. Seems a little low. Good job applying the brakes. Somebody was coming out. All right, side of the vehicle, apply the brakes. Good swerve. Woo, close. So you hear the ABS kicking in. That's the ABS. So that was that person applying the brakes really hard to activate the ABS. Now, you're going to probably do it anyways if you do progressive braking, but you still want to be able to do progressive braking. So it squeeze a little bit more. This was more of a slam in a panic. This is why I say get a bike with ABS just in case you fail your braking skills.
What are you doing?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our knee down, but we can't make the turn because we're terrible at it. Thankfully, everybody's not hitting us. Don't try to do stuff like that. Just enjoy the ride. Oh, what the f... Remain calm, ensure your own safety. Pull over, help him out. Did he hit somebody, or was it a Oh, it was passenger.
Okay.
Oh, geez. So, look at this. Right around the corner. Going a little too fast. Going a little too fast around the corner. Couldn't make it. There it is. Instead of being able to do that. There it is. That sucks. Going a little too fast in the corner, guys. Slow it down. But good job on everyone else kind of keeping calm, checking on everybody.
You guys okay?
And one of the issues when doing corners like that, you might have been able to make that corner by yourself really easily. But now you have a passenger that adds extra weight and a different dynamic to the actual bike and how it maneuvers. So you do have to take things a little bit slower. Okay, so just be aware, as a new rider, I know you want to be able to take your girlfriend on your bike or whatever and be like, hey, look, I just got a motorcycle license, hop on. It changes up how you do things. So get some experience, learn how to do stuff before you take a passenger, because it's a different thing. It's a different thing. And then put your friend on the bike or your girlfriend on the bike, and then take it easy. Oh, good swerve. Nice escape. Craziness here, no centerline stripe. Oh, beautiful views. The rider was just trying to catch up to his friends when another motorcyclist suddenly lost his temper after being overtaken. At first, it looked like he was trying to warn about something on the road, but it quickly became clear that his ego had taken a hit. Moments like this remind us that sometimes the real danger isn't the road itself, but another rider's ego. Yeah. If you're riding with a group of friends and they're getting mad because you passed them up, and yeah. So, guys, like I said, talk to each other on your cardos. You can connect, I think, like 15, 20 people on this, and you can all chat with each other. Not a big deal. You don't have to do anything crazy and get angry at each other. So you passed them. Okay, but beautiful views. I don't agree with passing when you're in a group ride like this. It's not, just stay staggered, enjoy it. Let the leader be the leader. Unless you're called to become the leader using your cardo. Unless you're called up there. Communication is big. So he's pissed. He's pissed. Which is kind of dumb. No emotional regulation on that one. The 12-year-old's locked into a 30-something-year-old body. You know, just get over it. Not a big deal. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, grab a slice of pizza. We have the booklets, grab a cardo. Links are in the description. Learn how to ride a motorcycle. Links in the description. But if you made it this far, you know what? I'm going to put it up on the screen as my own end screen, not like Motostars, and learn how to ride. Okay? With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. See you later.